Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and we continue learning how to crochet different shapes with t-shirt yarn, which we use as a basis for crocheting bags, baskets, rugs and so on. And today we're gonna learn how to crochet a square without any seam. This time I will use 7 9mm t-shirt yarn and a 7mm hook. We will also need 4 stitch markers. In this tutorial, we will use such crochet techniques as a magic ring and single crochet. If you are a beginner, you can watch my video about basic crochet techniques first, where I teach how to crochet them very detailed. I will leave a link here in the corner to this video and in the description down below. So let's start. We start crocheting a square with the magic ring. Then we make 7 single crochet through the magic ring. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull this tip of the yarn to get a circle. Now we need to join our circle here. For that we make a loop on the hook bigger. Then we insert the hook from the back side under the first stitch of the circle. Hook the loop and bring it to the back side. Now we need to push this circle through this big loop, like this. And then we pull the working yarn. Now I also want to show you how to untangle such joining, because I had many questions from people who, for example, made a mistake in a row and they wanted to remake it and they couldn't to untangle a joining. So to untangle such joining, we do all the same steps, but in the opposite direction. Here's our loop. We pull this loop to make it bigger. And we push the circle through the loop again. And then we pull the working yarn to get our loop back. And that's all. In all next rows, we will insert the hook not under these stitches, but in the middle of the single crochet. So here is our single crochet. On top it looks like V, and here it also looks like V. So we will insert the hook right in the center of it, between these two strands of the yarn. Like this. And to start the next row, we need to insert the hook in the middle of the nearest single crochet to that place where our working yarn comes from. So here is our working yarn, and the nearest single crochet before this place is this one. So insert the hook in the middle of it, hook the working yarn, take a loop, hook the yarn and push it through the loop. And we've started the second row. So this stitch we count as the first stitch of the second row, and now we need to make 2 more single crochet to the same single crochet of the first row into the same one. So one and 2. Now let's place the first stitch marker on the second stitch from the hook. So we have here 3 stitches, this one, first one, second one and the third one. We always place a stitch marker on the second one. Now we make 1 single crochet into the next stitch, into the next single crochet from the first row, again in the middle, and here it should come in the middle too. Into the next stitch we make again 3 single crochet. One, then to the same stitch, to the same, 2, and again to the same one, 3. And now again we place next stitch marker, as I said before, on the second single crochet. So this was our first single crochet, second one and third one on the second one. To the next stitch we make again 1 single crochet. While it's a small circle, it can be a little bit hard. If it's too hard for you, you can take for this row a smaller hook. So 1 single crochet. Into the next stitch, again 3 single crochet. One to the same one, 2, and to the same one, 3, and again we place a stitch marker on the second one. Into the next stitch we make again 1 single crochet. It's here. To the next one, 3 single crochet. In the middle of the single crochet. Here you see it's not right here. This is the right way. One to the same place. Two and 3, and we place the last stitch marker again on the second one. Here's 1, 2, 3. And to the last stitch from the first row, we make 1 single crochet. And we have finished the second row. Now we need to join this row here. We will do that the same way as we did in the first row. So we make our loop on the hook bigger. Then we insert the hook through the first stitch of the row from the back side, like this. And bring this loop to the back side. Then make your loop even bigger if you need it, and push this square through the loop, like this, the same way as we did it before. So now it looks like this. And now pull the working yarn. Now we can return our stitch marker to the second stitch. Here's 1, 2, 3. Now let's tighten this hole that we got with this tip of the yarn that we have on the back side. For that I will use a needle with a big eye. And we will push this tip under these stitches around the hole. And we are doing that until our hole will disappear. So when we are finished with it, just cut the rest of the yarn. And let's start the next row. For that, again, we insert the hook to the nearest single crochet before that place where the working yarn comes from. So here's the working yarn, and the nearest single crochet for us here is this one. Hook the yarn, take a loop, hook the yarn, push it through the loop. Now in this row that we have just started, and in all next rows, we will make one single crochet into each single crochet from the previous row, except these stitches where we have our stitch markers. Into these stitches we will make 3 single crochet. That's why I advise you to use these stitch markers, so you wouldn't lose that place where you have to make 3 single crochet in one. So to the next one we make 1 single crochet, then the next stitch we have with a stitch marker, so that means we have to make 3 single crochet into this stitch. So take off the stitch marker for now, and we make 3 single crochet into one stitch. 1, 2, and the third one to the same place. And right away we place this stitch marker back and again to the second stitch, to the second single crochet. I will show you again. So here we have the first one, the second one, and the third one. We place a stitch marker on the second one always. Then continue crocheting one single crochet into each single crochet from the previous row. One to the next one, one single crochet, to the next one, one single crochet, and now again we have a single crochet with a stitch marker. So here we also have to make 3 single crochet into one. One, 2, and 3. And return the stitch marker on the second single crochet. Continue making 1 single crochet into one. To the next one, again 1 single crochet, then again 1 single crochet, and in the next one we have a stitch marker, and we make here 3 single crochet into one. And return the stitch marker. Then as always we continue with a single crochet into 1 single crochet, to the next one, one, and here's the last stitch marker, and we make our last 3 single crochet into 1 stitch. One, 2, and 3. And last single crochet left in this row. And we have finished the 3rd row. Now join it the same way as we did it before. You can also fix the corners of the square by hands a little bit. fix the shape of the square. And we start to crochet the next row. So here's our working yarn, and the nearest single crochet we see here. Hook the yarn, take a loop, hook the yarn, push it through the loop, and we have started the next row. We will crochet it the same way as we did it before, all next rows. So into the next stitch we make 1 single crochet, to the next one 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and here we have a stitch marker. That means we have to make here 3 single crochet into 1 stitch, into 1 single crochet from the previous row. So 1, 2, and 3. And we return the stitch marker right away to the second single crochet. Continue with the single crochet, 1 single crochet into each single crochet until we get the next stitch marker. And again we make 3 single crochet into 1. 1, 2, 3. And return the stitch marker. Again, 1 single crochet into 1. And next stitch marker tells us that we have to make 3 single crochet in 1 again. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into 1, and the last stitch marker, last 3 single crochet into 1, this row, so 1, 2, and 3. and the last single crochet into one. Doing all the same steps, you can crochet as many rows as you want. Just make 3 single crochet into 1 single crochet in every place where you have your stitch marker. And don't forget to place your stitch markers in the next row. Let's crochet together one more row, and then I will show you how to join the row if it's the last one in your square. So here we join the row the same way as we did it before. Here's our first stitch of this row. And we start the next row as always. So we make single crochet, 1 single crochet into each single crochet from the previous row until we get our first stitch marker. Here 3 single crochet into 1. 2, 3. Again, 1 single crochet into 1. And next stitch marker. One, 2, 3. Into 1. And the last corner, last 3 single crochet into 1, 1, 2, and 3. And 1 single crochet left. Since we've decided that it will be our last row, we can take off all the stitch markers. We don't need them anymore. And now we will join our last row in different way. So leave a little tip and cut the yarn. Pull out the tip. And now I will use my needle with a big eye, but you can do the same with your hook if you want, or if you don't have a needle. So to finish the row and the square, we need to make here one more stitch. For that, we insert the needle under the first stitch, the first V of this row. This. And now we bring it back to the same stitch, to the same place where it comes from. And also under this bump. Here we have such bumps, so we insert to the same place where it comes from and under this bump. That's how we've made the last stitch of the row and of the square. Now we will hide this tip of the yarn under these stitches on the back side of the square in different directions. And then cut the rest of the yarn. And our square is ready. As you can see, it doesn't have any seam. Now I advise you to do wet hot treatment with an iron. Put some material on your square first, between the square and the iron, and iron it with the steam. After that, your square will be hot and wet, and you can fix the shape of your square if you want, your corners or any stitches. It will be easy to do when it's hot and wet. After that, put something heavy on it. For example, I use usually several heavy books, and leave it for several hours or for the whole night. And then your square will become completely flat and will have much more beautiful shape. And that's how our square looks after the wet hot treatment. It's completely flat and the shape is better now. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me in comments. And if you like this video, please leave your thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and click on the bell not to miss my new videos in the future. Thank you for watching and see you soon!